How to beat a contractor in a home remodeling case. 8 tips. Welcome to Tips from a Lawyer. I'm your host, Joe Pometto. I'm a practicing attorney out of Pittsburgh, PA. This is Tips from a Lawyer, where I provide you with practical legal tips, not legal advice, but legal tips that you can use to prepare yourself either before a lawsuit happens or when you're preparing to engage in a lawsuit. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Now let's dig right into this. Tip number 1, insist on a contract. A lot of contractors, a lot of handyman, they're well-intentioned, they're good people, but when they come to do the work, they won't give you a written contract. It may all be verbal. You may exchange a few text messages or a few emails. That's not enough. That's not going to protect you in the instance. Let's say the contractor doesn't finish the job or does the job in a shoddy manner. If you don't have a contract that says that the contractor has to do that, you're going to have a hard time taking them into court, because at that point, it's just he said, she said. So insist on a contract. Look, if you're dealing with a job below $1,000 or if it's not that much money, okay, I get it. But if it's an amount of money that you're going to care about, make sure you get a written contract. It will protect you and the contractor in a way, but mostly it will protect you. Number 2, if you do have a written contract or the contractor provides you with one, read the darn thing. Read the contract. I can't tell you how many clients I've had who have come to me and given me a contract, and almost 9 out of 10 times, if they're in this situation, they say to me, Joe, I didn't read the contract. I didn't read it until afterwards. Or, oh, I'm going to sit down and read it when they're on the phone with an attorney. That's way too late, okay? If you insist on a contract and then you read it, you may be able to get rid of or prevent any problems from arising. And don't be afraid to negotiate the terms of that contract. This is going to stay as part of number 2. Read the contract, but don't be afraid to negotiate the terms so that they are favorable to you if you see stuff in there that you don't like. Number 3, take photos of the work and the work progress, okay? Some jobs are done in one day. A lot of jobs take multiple days. Let's say it's a paint job. Let's say they're doing tile on your floor. And let's say it's supposed to be done in a certain number of days. Take photos every day. It's your house. It's your property. You have the right to go in there. This will show the progress and will protect you in case you have to go into a court and tell a judge or a jury just what happened. Number 4, supervise the work and ask questions. Don't be afraid to drop in. Ask the contractor exactly what he's doing. You don't want them to take liberties and then charge you for it later. Let's say you talked about a certain price for a tile. You come in, they're putting tile on your floor that looks like it's a little more expensive than the one you thought you were getting. And you say, hey, why did you use that tile? They say, oh, we ran out of the other one. I didn't think you would mind. No, you would mind, okay? Especially if it's coming out of your pocketbook. And you won't catch those things unless you supervise the work. I've seen instances where when the work was finished, the contractor tries to run up the bill on the client, okay? And they didn't see it coming. If they've been supervising the work, taking pictures, and asking questions, that may have never happened. Number 5, Number 5, insist on updates for materials. So this ties into the one that I just gave you before. Insist on updates. What materials are they using? If they're making decisions on materials that are run out, that contractor needs to contact you. I've hired contractors for work before. They will call or they'll text me before they make an upcharge on something. This also goes back to the contract. In the contract, lay out the materials that they're going to be used and the prices so that you don't get hit paying something that you didn't think you would get later on. Number 6. Now, I hear what I said before about insisting on a contract in text and emails. Number 6 is communicate via emails and text. Once you have the contract, after that, if you communicate via email and text, okay, that's going to protect you. You're going to have some written evidence of what was discussed when it comes to prices. choice of materials, length of the job, if all of those things change after the contract. So if it's something important, try to communicate it through text or lay things out in an email. Sometimes what I'll do as an attorney, because almost everything that comes out of my mouth can be used in one way or another, I will summarize a conversation in an email. I'll talk to another attorney, you talk to the contractor, say, okay, we discussed that you're going to use the gray acrylic paint, you're gonna buy this type of screwdriver, and I'm also gonna pay for this other piece. All right, and then the contractor agrees. Then you say, I'm gonna send you a follow-up email just to put in writing what we just talked about. Send him the email, ask him to send a cent back. It's a good way to cover your butt. Number 7, insist on a tight deadline. This is another way to protect you, okay? You want deadlines. Some contracts are what are called phased contracts. So one part of the job is done in 2 weeks, and then the next part of the job, changes can be made after that first part is done because it's done in 2, 3, or 4 phases, okay? That can be a good way to negotiate very long-term jobs. But if something goes past, you need to have deadlines. You need to have deadlines. It will make sure that the work gets done. If something goes past the deadline, if you had the deadline in the contract, it is going to protect you big time if you end up in court and if they go way over the deadline. Because let's say the job takes much, much longer. They say it'll be done in 2 weeks and they don't have it done in 6 weeks. If you don't have the deadline in the contract, okay, you're going to have a hard time convincing the court that it should have been done in the 2-week period that you expected. Number 8, don't be afraid to get a lawyer involved if necessary. Listen, a lot of the laws in recent years and recent decades, they favor the homeowners, okay? They favor the consumers. So there are very powerful laws. The contractors have to really comply with the law, do their best to make the customer happy, or else they could very easily run afoul of it. Now, these laws I'm talking about are outside of regular contract laws. There's always contract law where you have a handshake, okay? You like my upside down handshake? I don't know, that's kind of cool, huh? You have a handshake, all right? And that can create an agreement, but nowadays, there's home improvement laws and consumer protection laws that require contractors to put certain things in their contracts and stick to it. And if they don't do it, you can be as a homeowner in a very, very powerful position in order to get what you want, get your money back, or get the job done. So I hope you enjoyed these 8 tips from a lawyer. I'm your host, attorney Joe Pometto, a practicing Pittsburgh attorney. I do criminal defense, personal injury, contract law, a little bit of everything. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Really, really need subscribers. Thank you very much for tuning in. Joe Pometto out.